All right, I've been having a lot of clients coming around to ask us questions like, what are the basic things needed for me to travel to Canada as a Nigerian? Very simple. Now, I will not be able to provide the detailed information, exhaustive, up-to-date list of requirements, as travel requirements are subject to change and can depend on various factors, such as the purpose of your trip, your citizenship, and the current laws and regulations of both Nigeria and Canada. However, based on information available to me, as at now, as at today, as I speak to you, the following are some basic things a Nigerian citizen will need to travel to Canada. A valid Nigerian passport. That's the first thing. Nigerian citizens must have a valid Nigerian passport to travel to Canada. A Canadian visa or electronic travel authorization called ETA. Nigerian citizens require a Canadian visa or ETA to travel to Canada. The type of visa required depends on the purpose and length of your trip. Proof of financial support. You may be asked to provide evidence of sufficient funds to support your stay in Canada. Proof of accommodation. You may be asked to provide proof of accommodation such as a hotel reservation or a letter of invitation from a host in Canada. A return ticket. You will need to provide evidence of a return ticket or sufficient funds to purchase one. A clear criminal record. You may be asked to provide a police certificate or other document proving you do not have a criminal record. A medical exam. Depending on the length and purpose of your stay, you may need to undergo a medical examination and provide proof of immunization. Now, here are some additional things to consider when traveling to Canada from Nigeria. Proof of ties to Nigeria. You may be required to provide evidence of your ties to Nigeria, such as a job, property, family, or other commitment, to demonstrate your intention to return to Nigeria after your trip. Travel insurance. While it is not a requirement to enter Canada, it is highly recommended to purchase travel insurance to cover unexpected events such as illness, injury, or trip cancellations. Custom declaration. You will need to complete a customs declaration form upon arrival in Canada, which include information about the goods you are bringing into the country. Currency exchange. You will need to exchange your Nigerian naira for Canadian dollars upon arrival in Canada. It is recommended to exchange your currency at a bank or currency exchange office for the best rate. Climate and clothing. Canada has a varied climate and the weather can change quickly, so be sure to pack appropriate clothing for the season and region you'll be visiting. Language. Of course, Canada has two official languages, English language and French language. Okay, while English is widely spoken, French is more commonly spoken in the province of Quebec. Transportation. Canada has an extensive transportation network, including buses, trains, and domestic flights. It is recommended to research your transportation options before your trip and book in advance to secure the best rates. COVID-19 requirements. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, additional requirements may be in place for travelers to Canada. This can include a negative COVID-19 test result, quarantine upon arrival, and other health and safety measures. It is important to stay up to date with the latest COVID-19 travel requirements and regulations. Travel advisories. Before traveling to Canada, it is recommended to check the travel advisories issued by the Nigerian government and the Canadian government to stay informed about any safety and security concerns. Electronic devices. When traveling to Canada, you may be required to provide your electronic devices, such as laptops and smartphones, for inspection by border officials. It is important to ensure that you have any necessary passwords or access code for your devices. Prohibited items. There are certain items that are prohibited from being brought into Canada, such as firearms, certain foods, and certain medications. It is recommended to review the list of prohibited items before your trip. Of course, let us know. We can provide some of these things for you if you go through our book. Customs duty. If you are bringing goods into Canada that are above the duty-free limit, you will be required to pay customs duty. It is recommended to review the customs duty rate before your trip. During the driving requirement, of course, if you are going to be driving, if you plan to drive in Canada, you will need a valid driver's license from your home country and may need an international driving permit. It is recommended to review the driving regulations and requirements in the province or territory you plan to visit. It is important to thoroughly research and plan your trip to Canada to ensure a smooth and enjoyable travel experience. Again, please note that travel requirements can change at any time, so it is always best to check with the appropriate authorities for the most up-to-date information. If you feel confused about all of this, don't worry. We are here to guide you to travel to have a safe trip to Canada. Click the link below to have a copy of your Canada travel guide titled From Applicant to Employee, a comprehensive guide to finding work in Canada as a foreigner. Dr. Tam K.